Right, now I'm going to give you the next step for creating SQL commands with JPA. Now I've got a users class. The users class is the entity. It describes my table. Repository gives me access to JPA methods. And now I'm going to create another class here, and this is going to be a service class. Okay, so I just create a new class, and I'm going to call it users service. Okay, and I've got to identify this as an at service. So that is how the computer knows a service. I'll show you in a minute what is a service. Okay, and right, so what I'm going to do with my service is I've got to firstly I've got to now create, what I'm doing is I'm going to create, let's just take this out for now. I'm going to create an object of my repository. So the repository is users repository, and I just call it repo, so obviously it can be called anything. So my class is called whatever service, because it's going to be seen as a service. So it services the commands from the JPA to my database. And here I've got at service, and I've got at autowire. Now the autowire says take this repository and wire it to my database, okay, or to the layout of my database. And I can give that object any name. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a select command. I just want to select records and show all the records that I've got in my users table. So I'm going to say users, and it's got to have my class name there, users class. And here I'm going to put users class again. And I want to call it find all, okay? I'm going to call it service because I'm in my service, and I'm going to say find all because it's going to call a method find all. Okay, let me just explain what I've got here. So I've got a method. The method is a public method called service find all, and its return type is a list, and it's a list of the class that I've created before, and then all the rows or all the records in that table that's reflected by this class will be returned, and it will be in a list. Okay, and now I'm going to say repo, go to repo and use this method. Okay, so the find all method, I've never coded it at all. It's nowhere. Repo refers to my users repository, which was empty. Okay, so repo.findAll, find all is a method in my JPA repository that will go to the class, and that class is linked to my database and will find all the records that is on that table, my users table in the database. So this find all is a method, it comes from my JPA. So if I go dot, there's loads of stuff I can do with my database. I'm just going to say find all, and it's going to return something that is of the data type list users class. Okay, so whatever is returned, I'm going to cast it to a list users class, and my method returns that list. Okay, so this is quite, you don't see the code because the code is in my repo. Okay, so I'm just calling that method, and I didn't have to do anything to code the method. All I had to do was to create my repository. As you've seen, we've done it before. And that is how I create a select all from users query. So this is what it's doing is that's what this repo.findAll will do. So in my return result set is going to be in a list, and the list is going to have loads of users. And that is what I've got to do next. And now on the next video I'm going to show you how I use this method.